friends, welcome to Tori Talks TV, and welcome to our review of Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 2, called Stormborn. Stormborn.
You're Stormborn.
I'm Stormborn. Okay, super fun episode, a lot to talk about, so let's dive right into it.
Okay, so Dany's kind of like, you know, I got dragons, I can go in and bust up everything, and this could be over and done with.
What's up?
But Tyrion, wise Tyrion,
Of course.
so he says to her, you're not here to be Queen of the Ashes.
Oh,
that's right.
Snap.
Right? Like, yeah, because obviously you can burn up the people.
Keep it real, yeah.
Yeah. So she also meets Varys, and she's, like, talking to him about, like, why should I trust you? Like, you know, your little birds were giving, like, all this intel about me, which made me a target, so why should I trust you? And so, basically, Tyrion vouches for him, but she also makes Varys promise that if he ever were to suspect that she wasn't doing the right thing, instead of turning against her, he will tell her to her face.
Oh.
I feel like that's a fair deal.
Yeah, I think that's not a lot to ask of Varys. Yeah, exactly. Yes. So then, oh jeez. So then, Melisandre, the Great, arrives to talk about Jon Snow and advises her to summon him to speak of what he has seen. He's seen a lot.
Bad stuff.
A lot, yeah. So, anyway.
She sends a raven.
She sends a raven. I didn't miss her, I'm not gonna lie. Why is she still here?
I'd be fine if we didn't see her anymore.
I really was like, I've had my fill of her. You serve no purpose.
But she does support Jon. So
okay.
She is enabling. So maybe she's just a character to enable the meeting of the two.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay, so because of her, she's like, okay, let's see what this Jon Snow has to say. Let's send a raven. And now the raven's on the way.
Yeah, well, Sansa is a little bit skeptical of this note from Tyrion.
Okay, it makes
Rightfully
sense.
so.
I mean, it's just a note sent on a bird. Like, I mean,
she's,
you know.
Well, yeah, and right. And she's kind of like, this could be a risk, like, taking this, you know, for face value.
Right?
Yeah. So anyway, we'll see about that. So Cersei, oh gosh, let's talk about Cersei. She warns of what Dany's barbaric army will do.
Yes. I mean, dragons are scary. So Qyburn, her buddy, he's like, oh, don't worry, I have a plan. So he's been, like, developing this weapon. I guess they call it a scorpion.
Oh, yeah.
Scorpion.
That's
it's
what
like
he does.
This crazy, like, catapulty crossbow thing. Like, a huge one, though.
To shoot dragons.
And they test
things that are flying.
They test it by, like, busting the skull of the, like, dragon in the...
Oh, yeah,
you know?
down there
That's
in the little pits.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't like that Qyburn.
Yeah, he's like devoted to Cersei.
Totally.
No, whatever. She needs him. So anyway, now Sam. Okay, because we know that now he's with Jorah Mormont because he was locked up there, and the Archmaester's talking about the grayscale, and like the grayscale, you can't cure it. It's a death sentence.
People have died trying. You're not even allowed to go near it.
Nothing's gonna happen.
Just let it go.
Leave him alone. Let it be. Sam's a little skeptical. He's like, I'm not so sure yet.
Yes.
Anyway, so now Olenna and Alaria, they meet with Dany, which is super cool. Lots of girls, lots of women.
So she's, like, forming her new alliances. So now she's got, like, the Tyrell family. And then Alaria, like, Dornish are on her side. And then also Yara.
Yes.
Greyjoy, I love Yara. So yeah, and then she already had the Unsullied and the Dothraki. So she's come such a long way in her journey. Like, she now has, from just being her and her brother to now this, like, huge alliance and army of
She's
people.
doing really well for herself. Yeah. Very, very great alliance.
Yes.
Very strong alliance. And they got a good plan in play, and they're feeling good about it.
Yes.
And so are we.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, now, while that's going on, Missandei's over there, you know, with Greyworm.
Aww.
And it is so cute. It's one of my favorite scenes. So Missandei and Greyworm are there, and they're kind of feeling each other, making out a little bit, and then one thing leads to another, and they get it on. Make love.
So one of the cool things I like about how this was shot was, like, she's, like, trying to go in his pants, and he's like, no. And she's like, no, I want to see. And then they kind of, like, come together. And because we know that they can't actually, like, you know, There's this like really cool editing where they cut to back to Sam at the Citadel, and the Archmaester is like putting his hand between two books.
Oh my gosh.
It kind of reminded me of like in like old classical Hollywood cinema where they couldn't show like sexual intercourse, so whenever it would be alluded to, they would show something else penetrating something.
Well done.
Good job.
Well done.
I was impressed.
Yeah, no, that is really cool. Very, very observant of you. Yeah, so Sam, speaking of the Citadel, so he's there and he's like, you know what? I think I can cure you, Jorah, of your grayscale. And he's like, you know, doing his research basically to try to help him out.
I know. And so he's like, I'm gonna do this. He tells him, you're not dying today, Sir Jorah, because he knows Jorah's dad.
Oh,
right?
yes.
Yeah, so like from back at the wall, like I'm not gonna let you die. Like I knew your dad. Your dad was a good guy.
Yeah.
So Sam starts removing his grayscale. Like just like
scalpel it off.
Yeah, and he had like Jorah has to like bite on something so that he won't make noise. And Sam's like, please be quiet, because if anyone hears you, we'll be in big trouble. I know.
Yeah.
And Jorah's like so tough.
He's literally like,
there was so much on his body.
It had spread so much by then.
Like scalpel it off bit by bit. And then there's this really like another cool editing cut where it cuts to Arya cutting through like a crust of chicken pot pie and like eating it. Like
that's not gross at all.
No,
I didn't lose my appetite at all.
Pretty clever.
Yeah. So anyway, she's there with her old friend. What's his name? Hot Pie.
Hot Pie.
Pot Pie from Hot Pie.
Hot Pie.
He should go into like business for that.
Oh,
he should start. He should sell pot pies by Hot Pie. Anyway, so he tells Arya, now Jon is king of the North.
Yeah, so she was gonna go to King's Landing, but now that Hot Pie has like fed her Hot Pie and told her this amazing news, she's like, oh wait a minute,
I need to go.
You know what?
I need to go home.
Divert course.
Yeah, exactly. Plot twist. Anyway, so yeah, she was totally shocked. She had no idea what was going on, and how would she? She was stuck with the no name, no face man.
Yeah,
whatever.
Yakin, Hagar, and the waif.
I don't want to talk about that.
On the island of Bravos.
Yeah. Anyways, so now Jon, he tells everyone about the notes from Tyrion, and Sam about Dragonstone.
Well, Sam tells him about the dragon glass at Dragonstone, right?
And so he knows that
there's basically two good reasons to go. Because
what are the two reasons?
Well, the dragon glass.
Okay.
And in order to try to get allies to fight the true enemy to the north.
Okay. So this is a very important place to be.
Important place to be.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think so. Anyway, so the lords and the ladies.
They're not so cool with
they disagree.
Yeah, they're like, you're supposed to stay here. Like, this is like, you're the king of the north.
Like, don't leave us.
What the heck?
But he's like, it's cool, guys. I'm just gonna, leave the north to my sister Sansa. She'll be the lady of the north. And she's like, okay, I guess I'm the lady of the north right now.
And Littlefinger has that smug smile.
Yeah, he's always up to something.
He's so good at that little smug smile.
Yeah, he is. Good acting.
That smile off your face one
Whoever
day.
you are.
One day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Anyway, Jon basically is like, listen, Littlefinger, you hurt my sister, I'm coming for you. Somebody finally said it good. Not that Littlefinger's even scared, because, he always has plans, but at least Jon, is being the big brother type. Yeah, so Jon and Davos, they leave for Dragonstone.
There they go. I love Davos.
I love him too. What a faithful little man.
Yes.
Yeah, no, but I was super excited when I was like, wait, I'm sorry, you're going to Dragonstone, Jon, where Dany is? Like, I got really excited about
all these major characters haven't ever been together, so let's see.
Yeah, I know. Okay. I was super excited about it. Hope you make it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so now Arya, who's on her way home, she's encircled by these wolves.
Yes.
And one of them looks a lot like Nymeria, her wolf, right? Her little dire wolf. So she tells her she's heading north to Winterfell. But Nymeria's still
she's like, I don't think, well, what do you think? I think she's just like, you're different now.
Yeah,
I don't recognize you.
That's not you.
You're a cold-blooded killer.
But is it her? Because, if you think about it, that's kind of like Arya. Like, Arya's direwolf Nymeria, they, kind of take on the same personality. So Arya is kind of, does her own thing. She's independent. Like, would Arya do the same thing? Would she be like, I don't need you. I'm leaving. I don't know. It just seemed...
Because she sent her away, right?
Right.
So she's either mad Or she's like, I don't recognize
holding
you anymore.
a grudge.
She is a
she
different
has
person.
no idea.
She's a different person.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, I don't know. That question is yet to be resolved, but I feel like that scene was included because she's gonna come back.
That's what it is, because it's like, what would be the significance of that scene?
It'd be a waste of time.
Why would we talk about Nymeria and like, oh, that's not you? Anyway, I hope we find some more out about that. So anyway, so now, what's going on with the sand snakes? We haven't talked about them in a while.
So they're really like, they're into fighting this whole thing.
That's what they do.
They're like chatting, like Arya or Ilaria, they chat and they flirt in front of Theon, makes him really uncomfortable because he's like, I guess he's like, I have no penis. I guess that's kind of what's implied, right? Like, I don't want to be so frank about it, but I guess
that's true. Yeah.
So then their ship's attacked, and then Uncle Euron,
or I call him Urine,
Euron Greyjoy, comes on board, and Ilaria, one of the sand snakes, is captured. So Ilaria Sand, the mother,
yes,
ex of Oberyn, who we love, captured. And then the other two are killed. And then Euron takes Yara. And then Theon has the chance to maybe help his sister, who went way out of her way to try to save his life back when he was Reek.
Yes.
And he jumps in the water.
Like, your uncle has your sister by her throat, and he's like, what you gonna do? You gonna save her? No, I gotta go. Yeah. Jumps off of the ship. What was that? I don't know if he had like PTSD. He just like couldn't handle it. But he jumped ship literally.
Yes.
And just her face was like, come on.
I know. She's
so
like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that's this episode was awesome.
He's just, I think that's Theon now. He's a big old coward. And that's where we leave you. That's where it ends. So much more to come. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time when we review Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 3. See you then. Bye-bye.